Hello and welcome to this bite-sized episode of Life Lessons with me, Simon Mundie, in which we revisit a nugget from one of my previous conversations and have a closer look. The ability to control our health could be right inside us. That's the view of Wim Hof, aka the Iceman. Among other things, he is an extreme athlete who's held numerous Guinness World Records and who's run marathons barefoot beyond the polar circle, as well as climbing through the death zone of Mount Everest in only his shorts. He puts his otherworldly achievements down to what is known as the Wim Hof Method, which has three parts: cold exposure, breathing techniques, and meditation. Now, during our full-length conversation, Wim spoke about the importance of tapping into your inner pharmacy and putting ourselves into stressful situations consciously by using cold water, for example, to help make us more robust and resilient. Continually seeking comfort is gradually killing us, he reckons. So, go to the stress before the stress comes to you.
The thing is, we live in a comfort zone behavior. We live in this thinking brain, and everything outside the civilization is based upon the way we thought things. We invented things, and they have become the extension of who we are and the way we live. And that is not necessarily the best the best way of living, because we have also a non-thinking brain, which is emotion, which is feeling, which is surviving, the survival. And stress comes in many ways. Stress comes mentally, bacterial, viral, emotional, daily stress, work stress, call it.
Physical,
Yes. And in the end, it is cell biological stress. But the thing is, we are living in that stress all the time. We are exposed. And yet we never stimulate the stress mechanisms in our brain through consciously going into a stressful situation.
Yeah, so we don't choose when to. So just
exactly.
quickly, so what you're saying is we don't choose to go into stress, but we are buffeted around by stress. So you're flipping it round.
Yes. And so the cold is my teacher. With that means when I go into the ice water, before that, I shut down. I know it's going to be cold. And now I bloody enjoy the cold. When I go in, I got my shot, man. I always say, die once a day, because it makes you so alive. When I go into the cold, I'm at ease, because the deepest of my physiology suddenly becomes aware to my being, and I'm in direct connection with the stress mechanisms. I am the master in my brain over my stress mechanisms, and they reside in the deeper parts of the brain. So when you go consciously into the cold, you learn neurological pathways to connect with the stress mechanisms inside the brain. They are in deeper parts than our thinking brain, and they are there. And when you then get emotional stress or mental stress or daily stress, etc., or viral stress, bacterial stress, just by thinking, Simon, just by thinking, you are able to defy the stress, to make your body work top down regulated, to do the right thing to oppose the stressful impact of whatever is going on. Sometimes it's cold upon the skin, but a bacteria gets in. That's a different stress. But in the end, it is all cell biological stress. And we are able, just by thought, if we just go consciously on a regular basis, for example, into the cold, into the stress, to just by thought, we are able to tackle whatever is going on within us. It could be emotional stress related, mental stress related, bacterial stress related, inflammation, etc. It does not matter. We, with our thought, when connected through regular practice into going into a stressful situation, like a hormetic stressful situation, like a cold bath, connect a neurological pathway toward it, which we can use at the moment when we feel stress. From the inside, outside, doesn't matter. We feel it, we know it, and then we can just activate our stress mechanisms to create endorphin, dopamine, cannabinoids, opioids, adrenaline, epinephrine, serotonin, whatever is needed. The whole pharmacy is inside there to make us strong, resilient, flexible, and through that you become very confident. You get a deep confidence. And that deep confidence is that you are able to confront yourself and go the path of life without fear. Because when stressful situations come, the body is able to cope with it. And the body is the brain and body.
This makes sense because I've spoken to a lot of very, very top level sports people who say that a really important part of their preparation is putting themselves under extreme pressure when they are practicing, so that when the real thing comes around, they're used to being uncomfortable. And you said die every day, and there's that saying, do one thing every day to scare you.
This is what I tell people, do it. We have never learned how to deal with stress in our lives just by using the power of, they call it placebo. But now the professors say in the books, Wim Hof has found the secret of placebo. And the secret of placebo is the conscious use of our own mind to defy stress. And stress in any way is cell biological stress, and now we are able, just by thought, to activate whatever is necessary to defy the mental stress, emotional stress, viral stress, bacterial stress. It's a new area. I've been showing this. This has been published. It's called interoception, top-down regulation, and that makes us able to defy stress, daily stress. It's a complete different perspective. The humans need to know existent. We are innately capacitated with the power of a mind that is able to defy stress. And the way to learn it is to go consciously into stressful situations like hormetic stress exercise. I'm doing the studies right now on the DNA in San Francisco with the top researchers of the world on the DNA, and they are onto it, and they see it. They see that hormetic exercise, like going into the cold and exposing your body to long-term time span of retentions after manipulating through deep breathing the carbon dioxide trigger not to come. It means that people stay for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, it doesn't matter. 2 minutes after exhalation without breathing, without force, it creates the adrenal axis to be activated, and then we become the way nature meant it to be. That is much more stronger than the comfort zone behaviorism we've gotten into. Then disease becomes different, depression becomes different, and mal-feeling or a bad feeling, it all is going to be something different. We found the key to go within. Through hormetic exercise like the cold and the breathing, we are able to reconnect the mind to become the master over our emotions, and that's the way it should be.
So basically, to summarize, it's like choosing stress, choosing to go into stress rather than letting stress choose you.
Exactly. I said, like funny in a way, if you don't go to the cold will come to you. And then it's not nice.
Thank you for listening to this bite-sized episode of the Life Lessons podcast. If you'd like to get in touch, please do feel free to drop me an email via my website, simonmundie.com. And just a reminder that my full-length conversations are now back. They're out every Monday morning.